Hello, I'm so happy that you found this video and you're ready to practice some yoga together. Please follow along with this video for a class focusing on hip internal, external rotation, activation of the glutes in such a way to help us with our flexibility and our splits. If you don't already know, I have a blog that corresponds with each of these yoga classes. You can find that linked in the bio. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any more classes like these. Let's get ready to start this class. Okay, so we're going to start in a bridge pose. You're always welcome to take a block and put it underneath you for support. But what we really want to get out of this pose is waking up the glutes, rooting into the floor, resetting the body, getting a slight inversion here, something most of us don't get during our regular everyday movements and activities. So just take a moment here. We feel your pelvic hip points pull towards each other. Push your heels into the ground and tap on the glutes. Make sure they're working. Feel some good posture up here. You know, we're resting on our shoulders. We can still keep the chest open. Now just take one leg, lift it up. See how that affects your balance in the pelvis. Try to keep your hip points level. Just internally and externally rotate at the hip. Straighten out my pants. So it looks like your foot is kind of pointing to the left, to the right, back and forth, but that movement is coming from the hip joint. You can add in a pulse here. So I have my right foot lifted, so I'm pushing down with my left foot. If it's too much to think about, you can drop that internal and external rotation at the hip and just really focus on that left glute. Lower down. It's a lot of work. Gonna do it on the other side. Push up into bridge. Lift the left foot. Loosen up a little bit with that internal and external rotation at the hip. Staying level in the pelvis. Staying strong in the right glute. And pulsing. Pushing that right heel down into the mat. Using your breath to help you. Keep both knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And we're just going to do some classic sit-ups. We really want to focus on the glutes and the hips this class. So it's really important to have our abdominals working, and I don't want to overcomplicate it. So we're just going to exhale and lift and hold. Look at your pelvis. Imagine your hip points energetically pulling towards one another. Try not to let your shoulders creep up. Keep your elbows nice and open. We inhale and lower. We exhale and lift. Once again, we're holding it. We really want to milk this work. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Now these may seem like some really slow sit-ups, but I assure you, this is a great way to do them. Really get the most benefit out of them. And with everything contracted, like condensing the abdominals, the pelvis, you really have time to think about it when you hold for a little bit longer than usual. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Now this is plenty of work. If you wanted to add in any movement with the legs, you are always more than welcome to make this practice your own. You can march, hold the legs up. Just kind of challenge yourself. Inhale and lower. We're going to drop the knees over to the left side. Now I said drop, but I really don't want it to be effortless. We're kind of just opening up in this right side body. Still keep that right glute flexed, pushing forward. Maybe you can open up in that right hip flexor. Bring the knees back to center, readjust, and lower them over to the right side. You can squeeze that left glute, open up in the left hip flexor. Try to keep both of your shoulder blades down on the mat. You can look over to the left. Knees back to center. Now we're going to curl up, another set of abdominals, and work the obliques a little bit. So we're still curled up forward, but try to reach a little bit with the left and then with the right. Kind of like you're serving a platter on each side, staying lifted, alternating side to side, keeping your shoulder blades off the mat, your chest open, looking at the ceiling in front of you, a long spine, a neutral neck. Inhale and lower. Turn towards your left side, a little bit like you're lying at the beach. Straighten the legs out, or you can keep them bent. Interlace the fingers behind put your right hand behind your head, your left hand down on the floor. We're going to work the obliques from the side. Lots of different options here. Breathe through it. You can either keep the legs lifted and straight, or not keep them lifted, but lift them straight. Or when you lift, you can make them come in. You can keep them bent. A little bit less work, less leverage, but still just as challenging. Now lower both legs. You can use your hands to support you in any way that's comfortable. We're just going to work on the glute medius. You may have heard of the gluteus maximus. It's also the glute med. So you want to extend the top leg out a little bit in front and reach with the heel, really push. Remember that core work. So we're keeping the abdominals engaged, trying to keep the pelvis from anteriorly tilting. That's like sticking your butt out, and push out with the heel. It's a lot to think about. You should really feel that in the glute med. Breathe through these pulses. And then roll over to the right side. I'm just turning over so I can continue facing the camera. Extend the right arm out in front of you. Interlace the left. Well, nothing to interlace with. Too many words. But we're working on the obliques on the left side. So you might do them differently than how you did on the other side. Keeping the legs straight or bending them as you lift. A lot of work. And come down, working on the glute med on the left side. And support your neck. Put your hand out in front of you anywhere to stabilize yourself. Push out with the left heel and lift. Tight core. Keep the pelvis neutral, the spine long. Push out with the heel and feel that work in the left glute. Wake that up. Make your way into quadruped. We're going to wiggle it out a little bit. kind of like a tabletop on your hands and knees. Just tying up my hair real quick. And just kind of wiggle it out. You should really feel like your core is warmed up. Your glutes may be tired already if they've been on snooze recently. We can kind of swivel the knees a little bit. Pushing the hands into the mat. Perfect. Now we're going to make our way into dolphin. Forearms down, knees lifted, pushing into the upper core. Lift your right leg, knee bent. We're going to internally and externally rotate from the hip. Get a little motion there. Breathing in through the nose, out the nose. Other side, lift the left leg. Internally and externally rotate. Not letting your ribs spill out, the pelvis tilt. We're keeping that all level. Both sides of your hips equal distance from the ground through that movement. Lower the leg, lift the right leg again, but this time straight, and swivel. And that's moving. Swivel the standing foot. You might find that it's sliding backward like me. You can just hop forward. Getting some of that handstand work in already. Other side. So it's like we're getting that internal, external rotation, but there's that added feedback from the floor. You can lower the knees and come into child's pose before we move into our sun salutations. Deep breath in. Fill the belly, feel it push on your legs. Exhale out. Come into a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. You can take a moment here and just hang. I want to hang out here all day. This feels great. Nice stretch on the back. We're going to inhale, reach up, and exhale. Step the left leg back, the knee down. Keep those toes wrapped. We're going to reach up, and exhale, push back to a half split. We inhale, come back forward to the low lunge. Plank with the knees down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chest feels up. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Right knee drops, right toes wrapped. Inhale, reach up. Feel that stretch all the way down from the knee to the tips of the fingers. That right hip flexor opening, that back glute working. And exhale, plant the hands. Sit back, it's half split. Exhale, come forward. Step into a forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back. Top of the right foot down. Right glute working. Right hip flexor opening. Reaching up. That top foot energetically pulling backward. The back knee energetically pulling forward. Deep breath in. Exhale. Half split. Come forward. Plank with the knees down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, push to downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward. Drop the left knee. Left top of the foot down. Left glute working. Left hip flexor opening. Right heel pulling back. Left knee pulling forward. Strong base. We inhale. Reach up. Fill the belly. Exhale. Plant the hands. Sit back. Half split. Remember, a level pelvis as we are doing this half split. Feel that nice stretch along the whole back of the foot. No matter where you are, whether or not you're here, you're a little bit higher like this. As long as you feel the stretch, your spine is long, your pelvis is level, you got it going on. Okay. Thumb forward. Forward fold, moving to sun salutation A. We inhale, reach up. Exhale. Forward fold, plant the hands. Step back into plank. We're going to lift one leg, bend the knee, and work that right glute. The glute max. Really working to kind of compress this part of the muscle, shorten it, and that way we can bring the leg back open and open even further in that right hip flexor. Don't spill out in the ribs. Strong core, level pelvis. Come back to plank, lower down. Inhale, chest feels open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back forward into plank. And on the left side. Squeeze that left glute. Compress the glute max. Strong core. It's really hard work. Exhale, lower. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And hop or step it forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Feels so good. Step back into plank. This time start with the left foot. You can even try with a straight leg to see how that feels for you. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chest feels up. Shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feels so good. Down dog, a nice break almost. Come forward into plank. Right leg lifts. Compress the glute max. Squeeze the glute. Step forward, forward fold. If you can keep going, go ahead. It's great for you. It's really tiring. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. We're going to sit back into chair, moving into our sun salutation B. Here, we do a little bit more of a traditional squat. You can separate the feet a little bit. I'm going to lower down and then come forward, opening up in the hip flexors. Come down, push through the heels. Open up in the hip flexors. Go at any speed that's comfortable for you. And just get a few in before we forward fold. Step back into plank, our 3-part flow. You lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot forward. 2 straight legs here. Pyramid pose. You can come reach up. And exhale. We're going to move forward, pushing into our hands, a standing split or a standing L shape. And remember the work we did in the glute max. Compress that there and lift the foot up even a little higher. And step back into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chest peels up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, step forward. 2 straight legs, pyramid pose. Inhale, reach up. You can hold here for a moment. Just breathe. Doing reverse prayer with the arms. You can have your hands out in front of you, on the hips. But feel the stability, the peace. As I say stability, I fall over. The serenity. And exhale, plant the hands. Lift the right leg up and back for this standing split. And squeeze the right glute, lifting that leg a little bit higher. And step forward or back in our squat chair pose. We're working the glutes, keeping the pelvis in neutral, not anteriorly tilting and sticking the butt out. Come up, squeeze, and forward fold. You can pause the video and do a few more sun B if you would like. Moving into downward facing dog. Come into plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Downward facing dog. And see how this feels for you. We can learn a lot about ourselves when we work in repetitive movements. Move with the breath. Reconnect with the breath if you've lost that. Now the next time you are in plank, we're just going to march it up. Really keep the glutes in mind as you march up and lift the leg. Keep those activated. Don't let the glutes snooze. Lower the knees, quadruped. We're gonna wiggle, shimmy the ribs a little bit, and swivel. And when you swivel your legs to the left, pick up the right foot, and open up to the side. Goalpost the arm, just stretch, open the chest. Think about lifting the core up, keeping it tight. So you can see that you're open to one side of the mat. We're gonna walk the hands, lift the knee, swivel the feet, and end up in a runner's stretch, facing the opposite side of the mat. I'm just going to turn to face the camera. We're in the runner's stretch here, and this front foot, just swivel the heel. The movement is coming from the hip, internally and externally rotating. Step out to the side and move through your side planks. You can have fun with it, do whatever you want with your hands, any weight bearing. You want to come rise up, be my guest. Make this practice your own. Connect with your breath, connect with your body, have fun. Open up into Warrior Two, strong base, the feet pulling in towards each other, the core tight, the glutes activated, the arms out to the sides, and more movement with your breath. More time to make this practice yours, to feel yourself. I'm making such happy noises today. Don't be scared to just let out how you feel. If you're feeling frustrated, let out a scream. Perfect. You can keep going with that as long as you want. When you're ready, you can meet me in half moon. Power in the standing foot. Flex the floating leg. You can lift the hand off the floor, put it on a block, open up the chest, and you can look down at the floor. No need to look for the horizon for balance. You can trust and have faith that your body has you. If you fall out, no big deal. Bend both knees and come to a seated twist. Hold yourself for a moment here. Tall spine. Neutral neck. Keeping the chin tucked. Plant the hands. Feet kind of on opposite sides of the road, but toes pointing in the same direction. We're back in pyramid pose and move to standing split. And back to pyramid. Standing split. You can even kind of hop if you want to add that in. But moving back and forth between these two movements. Trying to keep the pelvis level, not hopping and opening or spilling in the ribs. Plant the hands, and we're going to do it all again on the other side. Downward facing dog. We inhale to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Add in whatever ocean-like movements you may want. Like you're moving back and forth, like the tides, the waves. Connect with the breath. Connect with the core, your upper core, your abdominals. Keep the glutes tight and working. Now next time in plank, I'm gonna march it out. Wake those glutes back up. You know that they like to go on snooze immediately, at least for me. My core tight, lifted, lower the knees, wiggle, shimmy the ribs, swivel in the feet. This time when I swivel to the right, pick up the left foot. Hand either interlace behind the head or goalpost. Just trying to open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keeping the top of my back foot down. Holding this here. This feels amazing. We're going to swivel the feet, pick up the knee. And now we're in a runner's stretch with the right leg in front, opened to the opposite side of the mat. Swivel that front foot by internally and externally rotating at the hip. Keeping a long spine, neutral neck, looking at the floor. Step out into side plank. Go from side to side, connect your breath and your movement. Open up the chest. You can do something different from last time. You can hold whatever feels good. You want to just wait in the middle? Totally fine. All good with me. Just happy that we can practice together. This time, right leg bent. Meet in warrior two. And another opportunity to move breathe, and discover. I'm feeling really mushy-gushy today, I guess. Opening up. Add in anything you want, but meet me in half moon. Power in the standing leg. Flex the back foot. Looking down at the floor. Holding here. Welcome your body to do whatever it's capable of doing today. Maybe some days you can hold this, maybe some days you can't. Bend both knees. Come to a seated twist. Tall spine. Breathe. Plant the hands in front of you. Straighten the legs. Pyramid pose. Push forward into standing split. Wake up that left glute and lift the foot up just a little higher. Back into pyramid. Forward into standing split. You can hop. And we're going to come down. Congratulations, we are done with the flow. Just want to add in a little bit of a stretch before we get into Shavasana. Whatever's comfortable for you. Got my leg out and back. I have another form of a half split. And I'm just reaching to this front foot. You may find it more comfortable to bring it out in front of you like this. You can twist it. We really want to focus on the splits today. That's what we've been working towards with the internal and external rotating at the hip joints, opening up the hip flexors, working in the glutes. You can still work the glute in this position and open up your split even more. You can come into a full split, straightening this leg in back of you. But hold here. I recommend pausing the video and holding for about 2 minutes on each side. Maybe even doing a middle split if you would like. But just do that. Take your time. Add in anything you would like. You can pause and meet back up when we're going to get into Shavasana. So we're back. Bring the legs out in front of you and lie completely flat on your back. Give yourself a big stretch. Inhale. Exhale when you're ready. Your arms at your sides, your palms up. Release your breath completely. Relax your face. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Allow yourself to relax. The shoulders open. Your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Please pause the video. Take at least 5 minutes to yourself. And we'll meet back up at the end. Begin to bring awareness back to your breath, to your body. Bring some motion at the ends of your limbs. belly. You can drum your fingers onto your belly. Bend your knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. Roll over to the side and come into a seated position in the easiest way possible for you. Bring your palms together at heart center. Scrunchy stuff. Feel the warmth of your body on your hands, and thank you so much for practicing together today. Love and appreciate you. Hope to see you again soon.